Over the past few months, I've been telling y'all about the Canadian fire and the smoke that was coming down. And this is the first time I'm able to show y'all an actual map of the Canadian fire. It is massive. It's massive and it is still burning, and they're admitting they probably won't be able to put this out, and it will more than likely burn through the fall. Mm, mm, mm. It looks a mess because it is. Wait until you hear how much of the land has burnt so far. Canada reports worst wildfire season on record, and there's more to come this fall. They are saying 13.4 million hectares of land have been scorched. That's a lot of land. I said, boy, it's not going to be a Canada left. The wildfire official said Friday that the 2023 wildfire season is easily the worst ever recorded, with millions of hectares already burnt. And they're expecting higher than normal activity to continue throughout the fall. Speaking to reporters at a technical briefing, Michael Norton, Director General of the Northern Forestry Center, at the Canadian Forest Center, there's an extreme risk for more fires in British Columbia, the prairies, and the Northwest Territories, and in Northern Ontario because there's been a drought in some areas that could help fuel the flames. Mm-mm-mm. Every now and then when the winds blow a certain way, we'll get the smoke. This summer has turned into a challenging marathon. Unfortunately, the bottom line is that the fire season is not over. It's likely we'll experience significant fire activity for weeks yet, Norton admit. Yeah, how are they going to put that out? And I heard they're getting their military involved in trying to put this out. They cannot put these fires out, y'all. They can't do it. The federal data reveals how devastating this fire season has already been, with more than 5,500 fires going all at the same time. Events that have burnt approximately 13.4 million hectares of land. That's a stunning figure. It is. They said over before this happened, before this out of control wildfires occurred, they said a 10-year average was 2.2 hectares would burn. And that's over a 10-year period. Mm-mm-mm. It's also easily dwarfed previous record of 7.6 million hectares, which was reported in 1989. The number of hectares burnt is so high this year because there's been fire activity reported virtually in every corner of the country, Norton said. The monumental fires in Quebec, the unusual fires in Nova Scotia, have been challenging for the country's firefighting resources, he said. Yeah, well, whoever they got as their firefighters, they're not putting a dent in this thing for real. And looking at the amount of fires, man, the people that live near these fires, I can't imagine what your lungs are like now. That's not healthy, inhaling continuous smoke from fire. I mean, we get it, but it's not a continuous stream of smoke. It really depends on the direction the wind blows in. And that's why sometimes we will get the smoke filled skies. So there have been a total of 211 evacuation orders issued so far, and more than 167,000 people forced to temporary locations to avoid disaster, federal data shows. The fires have burnt valuable land, displaced people, and threatened communities. And they've also been devastating for the environment. Yeah. Can you imagine also the wildlife up there? So the fires have already released 1 billion tons of carbon dioxide emissions into the air, Norton said, which is roughly the same figure as what the entire globe airline industry emits a year. This is kind of a simultaneous fire activity in all regions of the country is virtually unheard of. It's usually more regional, he said. Yeah, it's spread all over Canada. It's almost, when you look at the map, it's not too many areas that's not burning. There have been very little respite since May. The season has been relentless. This is by far the largest amount of area burnt since we started keeping good records, he said. With more fires expected, Norton sought to assure Canadians that the country has the personnel and resources to respond to fires as they continue to emerge. Canada has already deployed 5,821 domestic firefighters, 4,990 international firefighters in 12 countries to battle wildfires across the country. You got all those people, and y'all still, they're not even putting a dent in this thing, y'all. Not a dent. Can you imagine the cost of this thing? So it says the government, the federal government in Canada, has a multi-million dollar program to help equip firefighting teams and training new crew, which has put Canada in a relatively good position, Norton said. Well, I don't know what good position you're in with all of these fires going. Mm-mm-mm. Man, all I got to say is y'all be prepared for some more smoky days here in the US. And I didn't realize those fires were so close to the US border. When you look at that map, those fires are not far away from us at all. I mean, this is not far from us at all. Wow. This is absolutely insane. Y'all gonna have to tell me what you think about this one. So, Canada is admitting they can't put this thing out because, when I did my video, it was still spring. And they said more than likely the fire wouldn't be out until fall. And now we're approaching fall, and they're admitting this thing is probably going to burn through fall. And they got a drought going on, and the conditions are very dry. So it's hard for them to put anything out. Wow. I mean, when you look at what's going on in Canada and look at the fires here in the US, the few that are going on, shoot, it's like day and night. Mm-mm-mm. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.